All right, guys, Summer of Suffering Part 3. This is going to be the hashtag 2022 objective. I'm going to use Valkyrie against this Photon. The main thing here, if you get to an SP3, you die. If you use two specials in a row before the timer resets, you die. You drop to 0 power, you die. You're gaining power on your own the whole fight, and you're going to have to hit into her block twice. The second time, the first light attack into the block is going to put a petrify on. Now with Valkyrie, you can also not get the petrify because you can potentially have it purified, but the basic idea for the fight is that you're going to have to throw specials, play potentially hit into the block to put a petrify on to lower your power intentionally so that you don't gain too much. You don't want to hit into the block a million times. You get 2 petrifies, you'll shoot down to 0 so fast you won't know what hit you. But you can hit a special into the block, which means Valkyrie is definitely works. And you can see here I'm just doing some 1 hits into the block. The second hit you can see put on a petrify for me so I don't go too high on my power. Now it is Photon. Photon in general is very annoying because if she goes into her light form, which is like over 10 or 11 charges if you knock her down, then she's going to go into her light form. In her light form, ideally you want to get her into the light form when she's below bar power and then play around until that light form is gone. Now here you can't do a lot of hits into the block, but you can see that I'm going to try here. She's at 12 charges. I know the next, I'm waiting to bait this one out. Now I'm going to try and get a special on so that it's going to push her into the light form. And now I'm going to dance around for a little bit. I might hit into the block there. I didn't get it the first time. I'm still gaining power. So I'm going to back off, try and maybe hit into the block and get the petrify, or wait for that yellow timer to disappear. And now I'm free to throw another special. And you have to be careful when throwing a special. If you have the petrify on and then you throw a special, you're probably going to go down to 0 power and you're dead. Okay, and that's almost going to happen in this fight. I did do this fight a number of times trying to figure out with different champions which ones worked best for me, and for 2022 champions, Valkyrie ended up, I felt like I had the best option of getting in some decent damage by hitting into the block there. A nice striker into nothing. That was awesome. But you can see here, during the light form, I go for the double hit into the block. That puts on the petrify so I don't gain too much power. Get a nice little intercept there, and now I'm feeling pretty good. I had a couple runs where I got to where I took off 60-70%. I ended up when I actually cleared the fight, I actually used 1 revive, and then for the sake of content here, we went for a solo. I still have to do it on my other account, but I was feeling pretty confident here, so I probably should have done this on my other account and gone for the solo there. It would have made more sense, but I'm just being too honest here. But it's okay. But again, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this special into the block and keep her, trigger the light form. But keep her below a bar of power. And again, I'm going to try and hit into the block if I have to in order to trigger the petrify, but it's not triggering. So now I see I have a free opening here. I'm going to drop that special 2 very quickly before I go to special 3. Special 3, you're dead. So I am going to get to a spot where I almost screw up here because right there I put on a petrify and then I have to throw the special, or I didn't have to, but I threw it, and look, I lost all my health almost. And now she has 10%, 11% left. I really wanted to get the solo, so I'm just being super aggressive here. Bait out another special. I know if I go for the striker, go for another combo, and I'm just hoping that this special one is going to kill. It doesn't quite kill, so even though a second special would normally kill me, I used it there to get the solo. So let me know who you used for your 2022 objective. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.